My dear boys and girls, especially those who read in class 10 and going to sit for the Madhyamik exam, as per your instruction or advice, I am going to discuss with you a paragraph that is my neighbor. It is a very important topic for this year, my neighbor. It is a very short paragraph and you will have to write within 100 words. So within the short space you will have to write all the points, you will have to cover all the points so that the purpose may be served. Then what should be the first point? The first point is, what does the word neighbor mean? It is the first point. So you will have to start or you will have to begin your paragraph with such a sentence like, the word neighbor suggests a family or a person who lives near to or nearby or surrounding my family. So the families which surround my family are generally called my neighbors. But it doesn't mean that they are the true neighbors. So the second point is, who are the true neighbors? Those who stand by us in our distress, in our troubles, in our happiness, in our impasse that is impossible to overcome, are called neighbors. Then I am repeating the sentence. Those who stand by us in our distress, in our troubles, in our impasse, in our happiness, are our true neighbors. Yes, this type of neighbors can be found even in a city or a town and in the villages or rural areas. But there is an exception. For example, a neighbor who is protesting against a very trifling matter and is quarreling with our family is not a true neighbor. As for example, some cephalica flowers are falling down in the season of autumn in my neighbor's place or on my neighbor's place. But in spite of enjoying the cephalic flowers or the fragrance of the flowers, they protest. They protest why the flowers are falling down in their place. And such a trifling matter may be the cause of the root of evils and a tussle. And in that sense, and in that case, he is not my true neighbor. Clear? Again, a very poor person who rushes forward even in the midnight to our rushes forward towards our family, even in the midnight, if a member of my family becomes ill and he or she will have to be shifted to a hospital, is a true neighbor, although he is poor. So money or wealth is not the yardstick of a true neighbor. Clear? There is a proverb in the Bible as told by Jesus Christ that try to be a good Samaritan. Then good Samaritan means a good friend or a good neighbor. So we should be always the good Samaritans. We should rush forward to others' family to help them in their distress, in their sorrows, in their sufferings, in their miseries. But you should not interfere in their personal matter. You should not interfere in the quarrel between a husband and a wife. It is their personal matter. Though you hear the scuffling noise coming out from their family. Clear? What am I to say? Boys and girls, I try to make you understand that you should not take pleasure in others' problems as a neighbor. There are some neighbors who take pleasure in cruel ironies, in distress, in their problems, in their sufferings. No, they are not the true neighbors. I am, as it is a narrative paragraph, you will have to say, I am surrounded by neighbors and they are of different castes, creeds and religions. But mine is a very peaceful locality, although sometimes some problems arise and the local youths or some old persons mitigate the problems. So ours is a good locality and I am growing up in this locality and I shall keep it in mind that when I shall live in another place, I shall build up such a neighborhood and such neighbor. And that's the end of my short lecture because it has crossed 100 words. And my dear boys and girls, you should keep it in mind that I have kept my promise that I will complete your paragraph, my neighbor, and I have kept my promise. And again I remind you that you should subscribe my channel, you should like it, you should share it as far as practicable so that I may come before you with another topics, with many more grammatical items, writing items, etc. Thanking all of you. Good night. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, my dear boys and girls.